Hey everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome to our episode of Sister to Sister Connection Live. I'm here, yours truly, Twonta J, and my girl Leticia. She will be here shortly, but I'm super duper excited to be here. Thank God for another day, another week. We made it, yes. And guess what, y'all? This is our last episode for this season. Yes. Yeah. And as you can see, we will return with the new season, which will be season 11 on July 12th. Get excited. And this is what we do. We take a break after like 10 episodes, I think. 9 or 10 episodes, and we take a 2 week break just to, you know, get ourselves together and all those things like that. And it really helps us, to really start coming up with more better content and more ideas and all those things like that. And so this is what we do. It helps strengthen, our movement. It really does. So yeah, we are so super duper excited to be with you guys this week, and I'm just blessed and highly favored. And I'm just thanking God, because who'd have ever thunk yes thunk who would ever have thought that over what how long ago? It's been like maybe 2017, 2018, somewhere there. God gave me this vision of starting the sister to sister connection live. Well, actually started my sister to sister connection and my group page. And I just started out just in house. I wasn't even thinking this far out in terms of exposing this out like that at the time. And it started right in house in my group page. And, it proceeded to go further. And I used to come on every week. And I had some of my sisters that was part of, hey, Melvina. I had some of my sisters that was in that group that were participating and everything. And even Leticia, she was part of the group too at that time. And so I would come on, and then I transitioned to the main page at the time. And Leticia was around, and she saw, and I chimed her in, and then one thing led to another, and then boom chaka like a bang bang, you know, and it turned out well. It did, and I just was not. I just never imagined this going this far out. Like, it is all over the world now. We are global. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I don't know what's going on with my internet. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Look at her, y'all. Don't she look all pearly and stuff?
Oh
Looking all.
girl, it is so hot today. One of my fans broke, so I'm just sweating like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
We had, and guess
Hold
what?
on one second. Tori is being Tori.
Okay, and speaking of the weather, honestly, we've been having the haze since yesterday. I think, well, today's got a little bit better, but yesterday I didn't even put two and two together at the time, but we were getting the foggy kind of vibe going on. And then I noticed on my weather app about the humidity or the air itself. And I totally forgot about Canada, that
Yeah,
they still having the fires and stuff
yeah.
like that. And so now, we're getting this the haze of it, like if like it looks foggy or what have you. But I know in Grand Rapids, which is like a few hours away from where I live, they are getting the brunt of it, for what I've been told. I don't know
Oh,
how.
really?
Yeah, they're getting the brunt of it. But for us yesterday, and even today, yesterday was the worst, because a lot of people was having a hard time breathing, and because those
Mm-hmm.
that have asthma, or just it was just a hot mess for a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people. thankfully, today is not as bad. It's been a sunny day all day or what have you. So I don't know if the sun has anything to do with that, but it probably wouldn't
Mm.
regulate because, and you could smell like that barbecue scent or whatever that they, like people was thinking maybe
Oh,
barbecue, like that burnt scent or something like that. Oh, Malvina said no, it's over until Thursday.
what?
Oh, really? Oh wow. Yeah, so I didn't put two and two together, but thankfully, we're doing good on this end. We're doing good on this end. So yeah, and I was just telling them, Tish, that as you was coming on about how, God has been so awesome because I had this vision about sister to sister, like I think started back in 2018 or whatever
That's
year it
right.
was. And I started it in my group page, and I
Hmm.
just started from there, and then I proceeded to bring it into the main page. And, Leticia came on every now and
Hmm.
then and like that. And, and then eventually we collaborated from that point on and stuff. So, and I've never even had thought about this taking it to a whole nother level. And honestly, I thank God for that vision because Leticia is the one that pretty much came up with the idea about expanding this bad boy, globally, and
Yes.
all those things. And look where we are right now. We're global for real, because
For
YouTube
real. Yes.
is a global platform. So,
Hmm.
there's a lot of people that are watching us and that has been really blessed by our content and everything.
Yes,
So, yeah,
definitely.
I'm
Definitely.
so excited because like I was telling them that we're gonna be leaving. We have a 2 week window to a 2 week break. This
Yes.
is our last season, our last episode for the season actually,
Hmm.
and that we normally do this on purpose because it give us a minute to to re-strategize, to come up with better content and all those
Hmm.
things. And and it helps strengthen the platform as well when we take these breaks.
That's right.
And when we come back starting a new season, we have some fresh ideas, some
Yep.
fresh
Yep.
content, some fresh things and stuff like that. So we want to add to that, Mom.
And it also, going back to what you was talking about the start of the show. I don't remember which month it was, but I
Yeah.
remember going on and seeing the show, and I'm like, oh, this would be great for us to link up and make the sister to sister connection show, as you just mentioned, global. Because one of the things Tawanta and I spoke about early on when we first decided to do this together was the fact that we didn't want it to be like a tea type of show or gossip type of show. All the stuff that we see currently online right now, we want it to be a platform where you guys get that sisterhood, stability, and better your spirituality. So, hey, LaShawn, hey, Movina. So we created this show on the backs of that. Another thing, as far as when we take breaks, it's an awesome time for y'all to get caught up on the replays, okay? Because sometimes y'all miss
Yes.
shows or you need to go back and rewatch it. So definitely go back and watch the old shows. Comment. You can still comment, even though it's a replay, to get our algorithms boosted up out there.
Yes.
And we do
Let
this
it
show
ride.
every week, whether it's two of y'all on here, or hey Diane, or 20 of y'all on here. And I feel like, and I know that Twanta feels the same way, that I've gotten more closely connected to a lot of you guys, especially those of you who show up for
Yeah.
the afterglow. And it's just been such a, and here's the thing, you know, when I first presented to Twanta for us to do the show together, me myself, I was in a very, very dark moment in my life. A lot of stuff was going on in my marriage. There was so much stuff going on in my personal life, and I just needed an outlet. And I feel like that's something that you guys should do. Is sometimes we revert back, we get into our corner, get into our shell when we're going through something. Um, and I feel like sometimes that's really God calling you to move, not
Right.
get in the corner, not stay stuck, not get complacent, not get depressed, not get all those things, but to just move and help other people. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
think that's something that's vitally important. This is like, even today, I went through something today and I'm like, okay, I'm so glad I'm doing a sister to sister connection show, because this is like my outlet. I'm not sitting up in bed crying or upset, even though I'm really upset about something right now. This is my outlet, and this is why when we come on for you guys, we love when y'all show up. Continue to comment, because we sometimes we are showing up even when we are at our breaking point, even when we are sad, angry, bleeding, whatever. We still say we
Yeah.
got to do this show. We have to show up and do this show unless it's something like a really, really big emergency. But
Right.
always come in and invite people, y'all, because this is an outlet for you guys as well. It really, really is,
It is. It
And we're
is.
not asking for people to just be perfect at everything we're talking about, right? There's a lot of things that we talk about on this show that I'm still working on. God is still working with me with letting go and being more forgiving and not letting things get to me so hard. He's still working with me on that, And I feel like a lot of times when we talk about those conversations on how y'all can get through that, it's because a lot of times Twonta and I are trying to get through it. We're just trying to bring y'all along the ride with us so we can all get to that destination. Okay. So I am not only love this show. I thank you, Twonta, for kicking off this show because it absolutely has been an outlet for me. And we're going to just keep going to the top. We love to bring y'all along with us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want you guys, since you have been such a phenomenal supporter of our show,
Mhm.
and even in the group as well, why don't you let us know how this how this platform benefited you? How does it help
Yeah.
you, grow in your business, grow in your life,
Right. We would
grow
love to hear that.
as a woman, all those things? Because some of you've been following us for a good minute.
Long time,
Yeah.
baby.
Really, and we
Mhm.
definitely want to see that. We want to hear that as well,
Right.
And so, of course, we have, since we've been doing this together, we have definitely been implementing new platforms, new things into the group, like she just mentioned about our afterglow, which we will have tonight after this
Mhm.
show.
That's
That's the
right.
opportunity for all of you ladies to come on. You don't have to be on camera. It's a private, I won't say private, but it's enclosed, meaning that it's not recorded or anything like that. But it's an opportunity where we just come together and just recap what we talked about, or just talk about anything in general. And we're not there that
Mhm.
long, a good 45 minutes at least, and that's about it. But it's a great outlet moment for us to really
Mhm.
continue on our conversation and all those great
Mhm.
things, right? And then, of course, we have our self-care event as well too. That's another platform that we are so excited about, you know.
Mhm.
And we are going to definitely get back on track on that because fall is coming, and I know Leticia definitely agrees with me that we're going to get that back on track so
Yes.
we can have our self-care event, especially in the beginning, during the early fall season. But that's an
Mhm.
opportunity for us to come together, on a Saturday, early midday, if not early afternoon, evening, and we go ahead and we pamper ourselves, or we just talk about some things or what have you, and it's just something that is needed for us
Mhm.
right now at this moment, at this
Mhm.
season of our lives. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of components that we have already implemented, and there are some that we will be adding to in the near future, right? So
Yes.
tonight, guys, we are getting we are going to talk about something that we actually had talked about a few seasons prior, right?
Yes.
Few seasons
Yes.
prior. So some of you probably remember this title of our episode tonight. Is called "Relax, Relate, Release." Right? How many of you? How many to this day, y'all? I still use this. How many of you remember Different World? I know y'all remember
I
Different
do.
World,
It's a
right?
different world. Ooh, yes.
Right? And y'all remember my girl Whitley, honey. Okay. And
Yes.
you remember she was with I think it was Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen was maybe
Uh-huh.
a therapist or counselor, whatever. And Miss Debbie, I love my Debbie, honey. She like, girl, you gotta relax, release. And I'm telling you, that thing is like over 20 some years old. That show, I mean,
Yes, it
it was
is.
on during the time that me and Diane, we were in college, and that show was on at that time. So
Mhm.
that part resonated with me since then, y'all.
Yes.
Since
Yes.
then. And I'm telling you, ladies, we need to add that to our daily affirmation to relax, to relate, and release whatever it
Mhm.
is that has been blocking, that has been stopping, that has been hindering us
Yes.
to move forward, right?
Yes. Yes.
Going to talk about that. What you want to say about it, girl?
I love that because even with our personal situations, I mean, like I feel like all of us who is on here are going to sort of like a shift in our lives, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes with the shifting, it comes a lot of turmoil, a lot of sadness, craziness, adjustments, all those things. And we do have to apply this to just relax, relate to the situation, relate to our feelings and understand that our feelings are valid, or just accepting of our feelings instead of masking them, and just releasing things to God. That's how I really, take, even though for me
Yeah.
it's been something that's been challenging, I need to get into, but absolutely this is a great topic. Diane said, yes, love, a different world. I love that episode. Absolutely. You're going to have me go back and watch them different world. If it's still streaming, I don't know
Girl,
if it
it's
is.
still streaming.
Oh, it
It's
is?
still streaming. Yes, it's still
Somebody
streaming on
tell us what
TV One.
channel.
On TV One network, and you can also find it on some other networks too that you can download or subscribe to.
Right.
There's some that
Awesome.
there are some that some of those apps are they're free. You don't have to pay for like a subscription or anything like that. For some of them
Right.
it's free, but yeah, they still show it on TV One now as they changed their format recently. But I know I've been watching it on TV One for
Uh-huh. Oh,
yeah.
good, good,
Yeah.
good,
So
good.
yeah, Diane remembers, yes, girl. That was one of my favorite episodes too. It's just something about that, even though it was funny the way how my girl Debbie Allen did it, but again, it just resonated in my heart
Yep.
at that stage of my life when I was a college student and
Mm-hmm.
I was going through some stuff in my personal life and all that stuff. And it just helped me to just
Mm-hmm.
relax, relate to the issue or what have you, and just don't learn how to release. And I'm telling y'all, it's so easy to say
Mm-hmm.
that word release, but it's so challenging to do it.
It's so challenging. Yeah, it's very, very challenging.
It is
Yeah,
so.
it takes a level of us letting go
Mm-hmm,
and not trying to handle the situation on our own, but saying, you know what, I'm gonna just release it to God and
mm-hmm,
just walk in peace.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
And even now, ladies, this I want you just to think on this a little bit, and you are welcome to comment this below. How many of you are really relaxed? How many
uh-huh,
of you are really in that content space in your life where I'm
mhm,
like to
mhm,
really boldly say, I am relaxed.
mhm,
For the
mhm,
first time, for a long time, I can really say that and not
mhm,
feel any crazy way about it. I am relaxed.
mhm,
Or are you want to feel that way, but yet you still feel unnerved or anxious or
mhm,
overwhelmed about certain things? Let
mhm,
us know while we're going through this, while we're talking about this, right? And
mhm,
there may be some things in your life that you still can't relate to. There's some issues
mhm,
that's still going on, people that you still having differences with, and you trying to relate, trying to understand, but it still is bothersome to you, right?
mm,
That
mm,
kind of stuff. Let us know, right? Because this is what we want to talk about. Being as though this is summertime for all of us. Our kids are done with school and all that good stuff. This is what we call our R&R, right? People on their vacation or staycation. And this is the time for us to actually chillax and relax or whatever the case may be.
mhm,
We need to take the opportunity now to start facing us, meaning that
mhm,
facing myself, Letitia's facing herself, Diane facing herself, and so forth and so on, because we have done our best to try to avoid ourselves
mhm,
by getting so caught up, right? To get all caught up in life and issues and stuff like that. And we don't really hear our cry. We
mhm,
we and hear some of us we don't even want to hear our
mhm,
because we try
mhm.
our best to just cover our ears and
Yeah,
all of those things. But ladies,
right.
if you want the next season to be totally different and to be profitable for you,
Mhm.
you need to take the responsibility and start looking at yourself, looking
That's
at your
right. That's
issues.
right. Mavina says she can't hear us. So let us know. Type in one in the chat, ladies, and let us know. Mavina will probably have to go out and come back in.
Yeah,
But it looks like our sound is good. I'm not getting any error messages on our
yeah.
but type in one, guys, if y'all can still see and hear us. Go ahead, Twanta.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead with the first point, ladies. So the first thing, ladies, that you definitely need to do while you're going through this relax, relate, release moment is to be truthful with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, learn how to be truthful with yourself. And this is what I mean. You need to start looking at yourself in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
because we know how to overlook ourselves. Some of us, I know there's some women out there today that still cannot stand to see themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They avoid the mirror at all costs. There
Mm-hmm.
are some sisters that they will keep the light off and they will get dressed in the dark. There are
Mm-hmm.
some women that will just go ahead and glance, but they're not really focused,
Mm-hmm.
and that's still dangerous to do. right?
Mhm.
Because you're missing all the stuff. You're missing the imperfections. You're avoiding all of this stuff because you
Mhm.
want to go out and have people to believe that your world is perfect, that
Mhm.
everything in your life is perfect.
Mhm.
And ladies, you know darn well it's not. You know
Mhm.
there are some things going on in your life that has not been addressed because you just don't want to get into the thick of it. But you
That's
already in the
right.
thick of it.
Mhm.
You're already carrying this weight on that you've been carrying for a long time.
That's right.
Now that you're here taking this solitude or this break, if you will, this is
Mhm.
the time for you to stand face to face with you
Mhm.
and start narrowing down the areas of your life that has been a hindrance, that has been a problem, that has been a separation from you and your relationship with God, you and your relationship
Mhm.
with your family, with your mom, your stepdaughter, whoever, right?
Mhm.
This is the time for you to start being truthful with yourself.
Mhm.
Acknowledge to yourself, girl, you got a bad temper. Girl, you
Mhm.
know you always start in trouble. Girl, you always assume things and you always don't have a backup. Why
That's
do
right.
this, that, or whatever. Own
Mhm.
up to it. Own up to it. This is the time for you to start taking your trash bag and start dumping all of that garbage in that bag. Because here's the thing about going on a trip. When we go on vacation, that's the purpose for, we going to have fun, to make memories and all that
Mhm.
stuff. But also the trip is for us to unwind, right?
Mhm.
Just release. Let the ocean take away. Remember that commercial, Leticia, back in the day? It was about Calgon. Calgon, take me away. It's about that bath. It was a bath, bubble bath stuff that you put
Oh.
in your water to take a bath, and it's called Calgon,
Oh, I
Cal.
don't remember that. Yeah.
And the commercial, the lady would say, Calgon, take me away.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yes. And
Mhm.
it was popular back in the day, right? Okay,
Awesome.
good. Oh,
Awesome,
I think it's
Melvina.
Malvina.
Yeah, I think it's her.
That might be
Yeah.
her. Yeah. And so, and of course you see her, she's just in the tub and just in the
Uh-huh.
moment. And so that's what when we go away on vacation, we just want the water, the sound of the waves
Uh-huh.
to take away our problems and to go right in the water and all of
Mhm.
that. And honestly, ladies, it may appear like you may feel relieved, right? But when you get back home, you still feel like I need another week.
Mhm. Mhm.
I need another break,
That's right.
right? Because honestly, you really haven't released anything internally,
Mhm.
right? And you lying to yourself. You're not being truthful to yourself. It's not
Mhm.
about anybody else. It's
Mhm.
about you.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter who came in, who's involved, who's contributing to your pain or discomfort or what have you. You cannot control what people say
Nope.
or do.
Nope.
Am I right, Tisha? You
You
can't
cannot.
control, right?
Mm-mm.
Only you can control you, yourself.
Mhm.
You can control your thinking. You can control what comes out of your mouth. You can do that,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
when you on this vacation or staycation or what have you, this is the time for you to take responsibility and accountability of yourself and
Mhm.
start breaking down those walls, start throwing things down and say, okay, yeah, I got to get rid of this attitude. I got to get rid of this
Mhm.
insecurity. I got to get rid of this, da, 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 whatever. So you can start breathing again and start
Mhm.
feeling lighter again. And that's a process. That's a process. What do you think,
That's
Tish?
right. I think it's definitely, you mentioned so many key points. Sometimes most of us find it hard to, when we say look at yourself in the mirror, it's really you looking at yourself for who you truly are. Like the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know that you're a negative person, or the minute something comes up, like an opportunity or an investment, you think straight negative about it, then that's something that needs to change, because you can't really grow or excel in life unless you are challenging yourself more,
Mhm.
unless you're more truthful with you, and identifying how your influence affects other people as well. Sometimes I see a lot of women who, I notice this even in church sometimes. Like sometimes people are so, what's the word, unaware,
Mhm.
right, of how they affect people around them. Even they're not even trying to take cues to other people's
Right.
facial expressions or body language. They're just like, okay, I'm just going to say what I want to say, act how I want to act, but they're not. You're not really caring so much about how they're affecting other people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
also being truthful with yourself. Let's talk about another part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Being truthful with yourself about your feelings and knowing that you are human,
There you go.
right? Like when we make mistakes, like you may get into arguing with somebody and you may have yelled and screamed and what happened? What happened?
I'm here.
Tree, something wrong with the sound? Did she say anything?
No, she didn't say anything.
Oh, that was it. You okay, Trace? But Tracy's our show producer, y'all. So she popped up on the live. I want to make sure, is there something wrong with the connection? Yeah. Type it in the chat, Trace. I don't have the chat box up right now.
No, she said it's fine.
Okay. You okay, Trace? Girl, you got me worried, honey. I thought you were saying help. Like, girl, don't do.
We were like, what? Well, come on, come
Well,
on.
we are lean on in the screen, honey. Anyway, I just lost my thought. But oh,
We got you, girl. We got
I
you.
hope you okay, love. Let us know. So, like I was saying, you're human. Like I even have to tell myself this sometimes. Like when and we all have a breaking point. You know what I mean? And some people know your breaking point and wanted to antagonize it. So definitely, like give yourself a little bit more grace and forgive yourself more, and just say, you know what? I know I can go ham sometime, or I can over exaggerate, or I can do whatever. But I'm just gonna just try to work on that and pray to God and be truthful with myself. That listen, I stepped outside of myself and then move on.
That's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And we do need to acknowledge our feelings. We really do,
Yes.
because a lot of times for us sisters, we know how to boil that stuff inside.
Yeah.
We find a way to just avoid the issue, and try to focus on something else that is not abrasive, that is not hurtful or discouraging, right? We try to find something that would just keep us distracted from our pain. And
Mm-hmm.
telling you ladies, that is not a good thing to do. And
No,
I
it's
think a
not.
lot of us, we have been carrying that for a long time, to
Long time.
it's starting to resurface, and it has caused some friction. It has caused some separation, and also with yourself. Yes, one thing about the people that you're hurting, but you're hurting yourself.
That's right.
That's the thing. That's the key thing that I'm hoping that you ladies are trying to, hopefully, that you understand that
Mm-hmm.
you are hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get yourself right, baby doll, I'm telling you, it's going to be a rude awakening for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Try to, try all you want to try to, reach to the top and all of that. But as fast as you got up there, it's going to be just as quick as you falling down at the bottom.
That's
Right.
right.
Because, you have not handled or dealt with those issues, and you can't run away from them. There are a lot of people that are still carrying old pain from back in the day, and they still are allowing the memories to sour them, to make them
Mm-hmm.
not comfortable to be around
Mm-hmm.
with,
Mm-hmm.
social. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Because they are still retracting on what took place 20 years ago with that
Mm-hmm.
sibling, or with that relative, or with that spouse, or with that
Mm-hmm.
issue, or whatever. And now the current person that's in their life right now, they're getting the brunt of that abuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's not good. And but yet you want to turn the finger around and say, no, they're the reason, they're the problem, they're the cause,
Mm-hmm.
since
Mm-hmm.
they don't support me, they didn't help me, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe that may be true to some point, but at the end of the day, you still gonna be held accountable for how you
Mm-hmm.
responded. And if that has been a major issue with you, you gotta take care of that.
That's right. I agree 100%.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
gotta take care of that. So let's move on to number two, my queens. Number two, the next thing, ladies, that you definitely need to be aware through the relax, relate, release, is that you need to throw away, and I mean literally start
Mm-hmm.
throwing away the irritating symptoms of
Yes.
repetitive drama.
Yes, girl. Oh.
You need to start throwing it away. You hear what I
Mm-hmm.
say?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, literally, you need to get a garbage bag and start pulling out things that has been in the way, that
Mm-hmm.
has been a pain, that has been an eyesore, that
Mm-hmm.
has been so irritating to you. I've got
Mm-hmm.
to the point now And I know, Tisha, you probably gonna get there one day with your kids. Get ready, mama. But
Girl.
I've gotten to the point now with my daughters, because now they're young adults now.
Mm-hmm.
I told them, I said, listen, I'm not going to be in your battles no more.
Yes.
Basically, I'm just
Yes.
not going to be. You and your sister, y'all going to have to work things
You have
out
to work it out.
to the car when it comes to whatever issue. I'm not going to be the mediator no more. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to pull you to the side or pull you to
Mm-hmm.
the side and have you. I'm not doing it no more, because now you're young adults. You
Yes.
I've trained you since you were knee high about how to communicate, how to negotiate, how to
Yes.
work in a very uncomfortable situation.
Right. Right.
This is adulting now.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
adulting. This is what
Yes.
life is, and you're going to experience this through the course of your living.
Yep. That's
You
right.
know, and I told him that because I said I'm not carrying that weight. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
carrying that burden anymore. That I'm done. That's something I put in the trash, and I said I'm done with it once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Ooh.
I will give you my advice when needed. That
Yes.
is, you need my advice. And there's
Yes.
another thing too that I came across too, and this was a movie. This was a movie that I watched with them long ago, and I can't think of the movie. Oh my god! But it's like one of those sweet, kind of childlike movies, like a mystical type of fantasy
Uh-huh.
movies. And it was about this lady who was like a nanny. Oh god, y'all know it. I can't think of it. Anywho, as they
The
got
hand that
older,
rocks the cradle with that lady that was trying to steal the baby.
no, no.
Oh, oh, okay. I'm like, my head popped up. Like, are we talking about that movie?
Oh no, no, no. This was a sweet movie. It really was fun. I can't think of it right now.
Oh, girl, I
But
was
the
way off.
lady that was like a nanny, she had like a little special powers and stuff, and she would just fix things or whatever, because it
Oh,
was
cool.
just array or what have you. But when these kids got a little bit more mature or what have you, and it was time for her work was done, and
Mm-hmm.
the kids got so attached to her and all those things. And she had said to one of the kids, because they was crying and they was like they want her to stay, and
Right.
said something like, she said, when you want me, you would need me,
Okay.
but when you need me, you won't want me, or something, how she put that. And again,
Uh-huh.
that resonated with me, and I'm carrying
Yes.
it to this day. And for us moms, and I think I said this to you before, Leticia, about when our sons and daughters, when they get older, they start to separate from you faster than you
We
separate.
talked about that last week. We sure did.
Yes, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurts. It
It's
does,
hard.
because
Mm-hmm.
as a mother, you are always there to help them, to
Mm-hmm.
guide them, to direct them, to protect
Mm-hmm.
them, to do all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they're 18, 19, 21, whatever, they don't need that no more.
Nope. Mm-mm.
And it's hard to really get away from that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I had to ask God to help me to wean away from my oldest daughter, and now soon be my youngest one now, because she's 18.
Mm-hmm.
And because if I don't, I'm going to be miserable.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what
And
I'm
you're
saying?
almost like holding them back. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be miserable, right? So I had to learn how to just start separating myself from them so they can start living that life that they are
Yes.
entering into, because I've done my part as a parent
Yes,
to
you
really
have.
teach them and to discipline them and prepare them for what's out there, right? And like I told them, I said, I'm not going to fight your battles anymore. You guys have to figure that out. So that's something that I had to throw in that trash. And there's other
Mm-hmm.
things that I'm learning how to throw in that bag, because I don't want to leave with the same stuff on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
somebody's going on vacation or anything like that, that's the opportunity to start throwing things right there in the water. Throw things,
Right.
and don't carry it. When it's time for you to come back home, leave that trash there.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with so much. People are still carrying this repetitive drama, whatever that drama is. You got
Yes.
still fighting and bickering and complaining and arguing, and oh my God, there's so much toxicity,
Right.
so much of that. And I just believe we as sisters, we are carrying that load for no reason.
We are.
Am I right?
You're 100% right. And you know, like I said, we discussed this yesterday. No, yeah, yesterday. Last time we had this conversation and about how you know you're sort of letting them fly. And in watching that, we also go through our own pain, like when they don't do go through difficulties and trying to figure out how to get along with each other and problem solve and communication. It's hard not to step in, but we know we can't step. Like my two oldest, we get into an argument today, and they were getting into it. They want to listen to each other, talking over each other, everything. And I had to be like, okay, Tisha, just let them work it out. Even if they walk away mad at each other, they still gonna work out and need to come back together, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just that repetitive drama that goes through family sometimes. That sometimes when we have too many people involved, it sort of makes things, crazy. And in family, sometimes, and most times in family, we end up repeating the toxicity
Mm-hmm.
that goes on in the politics of being part of a family unit, right? So step throwing that away and stepping away from that is something that just needs to be a mission, because it's hard to sometimes to really say, I'm gonna just let it go and I'm gonna just agree to disagree. That's hard to do now,
Girl.
especially if you feel that your way is right and their way is right, and all another person. It's hard to do that, but it's something that sometimes you have to do just to keep peace and say, okay, you can feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. And respectfully, I'm just going to
Yeah.
agree to disagree. I'm not going to get into the civilization of repetitive drama or whatever. Because let me tell you something. Sometimes you can't change people's minds.
You just can't.
You
Yeah.
just can't. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've started to realize that today. Sometimes people will look at you in your face, say,
Mm.
I'm sorry, say they won't do it again, say they understand why you're mad. And then months later, they'll bring something up that makes you say, wait a minute, you just apologized for that. You just said that, you're not going to
Come
do that
on,
anymore.
preach
Or
it
you just said that, you understood my feelings, but then you bring up your point again that we originally
again.
argued about, which shows me that you didn't mean that. You didn't mean
Yeah.
that you was not compassionate and sorry and wanting to change. So
Yeah.
that alone can make, even for me,
Mm-hmm.
extremely uncomfortable and stressed out. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you think you're getting through to somebody and you're not,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard.
It's
But like
very.
like you said before, Tawanta, you can't change people. You can't change people. You can't change their thoughts. You can't change their opinions.
Yeah.
And even when you think you did, just know that that person may still feel how they want to feel. They're just saying whatever they want to say just to get you out of their face, or you
Yeah.
stop nagging them, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
yeah, great point.
Yeah, you 100% right. And I think that's the problem with a lot of us too. We want to believe what these person says when they apologize and all of those things, and we think like, okay, they finally understand, they finally get it. And then as you say, time pass on, and then next thing you know, they're back at the same situation, the same, and you're like, wait a minute, didn't you just have this discussion? Didn't we just talk about this? Didn't you supposedly had apologized and say you was sorry? Well, I see that was a lie from the pit of hell. I see that was just a cover up. I see that was just something just to shut me down or what have you. So, because you don't want to deal with the truth of the matter, you don't want to deal with that. You don't want to see what is right there in front of you, right? And ladies, if that's something too with you, where you know that has been brought to your attention, come on, because sometimes for some of us, we like to play the victim, right? Because society has put us in that position of being the victim. And I'm not there overlooking those who are unfortunately are victims, but some of us like to abuse that position, right? We do. And if you know that you have been the cause to the effect, you need to get your act together. You need to start shifting that. You need to start taking that mirror and looking at yourself and say, okay, you know what, Twanta, you need to get your act together and stop playing these mind games, because honestly, that's not cool, and that's not God, and that's not holy. Okay, if you really want me to go deep and spiritual, that's witchcraft. Period. Okay, so you really do need God to deliver you from that thing, because that's something deeply rooted. Okay, that it just didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. You have to, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be accountable for this. You got to take the truth and nothing but, and realize, like, yeah, this thing started back when I was 16, or this started back watching my mom and my stepdad having their fights, or, having their arguments. And I had to learn from my mother because she had to do this and do that. Da, 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 da. So I took it all to myself. And that's why I don't want nobody hurting my feelings. That's why I have to stand up and act this and do this. Da, 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 da. I understand, but there's a better way how to do it, because your way has caused a lot of separations, a lot of divorce. And I don't mean marital, but divorce in terms of your business, your relation with your peers, and so forth and so on, even with God, period. When was the last time you really had a conversation with the Lord? Meaning that he talked to you versus you talked to him. When was the last time you really repent and really allow him to clean you from the inside out? Okay. In order for anything to be different for your life this coming season, you will be held accountable for your behavior, for your actions, for what comes out of your mouth. Because,
That's
see,
right.
we are repetitive. We are repeating the same toxic behavior. Just like we saw when we were with our parents, with our aunties, with our in-laws, or whomever, we are copycatters. We copycatting, if that's such a word, we are
Mm-hmm.
copycatting what we have seen when we were growing up. Am I
That's
right?
right. And we got to check that. It's like sometimes we replicate even the procrastination that we
Oh,
do sometimes.
yes.
That's something that you probably learned from being in your family or in-laws and all that stuff, that we have to say, I need to stop this. I need to stop being in my comfort zone and get outside my comfort zone. I need to stop playing it safe. You know
Safe.
what I
There
mean?
you
Because that's
go.
drama and toxic. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Ladies, let us know right now how this helping you at this point. Again, comment below about how you've been feeling about this. Have you been truly relaxed? Are you relaxing sincerely, or are you still having some
Mm-hmm.
anxieties? Are you still having some concerns? Are you still dealing with, the backtrack of, your issues or what have you, what
Mm-hmm.
caused you to be uncomfortable? Let us know right now, because honestly,
Yes.
we're here to help one another. We're not here to dare, put judgment, because this is no judgment zone whatsoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we want to be there to help and support right there for you. So let's go to number 3, guys. Number 3, the next point that I want to bring to your attention, ladies, as far as the relax, relate, and release, is document your life story one line at a time.
Mm.
Document your life story one line at a time.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm overwhelmed by a lot of stuff. I'm dealing with a whole lot of stuff, and there's so much going on in my head that I just can't be able to spew it out all at once. But if I can just say one thing that comes out of my heart, that's good enough for me. That has released the pressure, or relieved the pressure that I've been carrying in my heart or in my
Mhm.
mind for the past few days, if not weeks or
Mhm.
months. So that's what I mean about documenting, that you actually write it down on paper, or you record it and just say, you know what, I've been stressed about this,
Mhm.
whatever that this is. Right. And there may be multiple other things that's going on in your heart and your mind right now, but you can't be able to verbalize it too quickly because it's just so much.
So
But if you
much,
just
yeah.
acknowledge just that one thing, that one statement, that one line, that right there is improvement. That
That's
right
right.
there is a start. That right there, you could take a whoo-saw moment. Really,
Mhm.
really is. This is the whole process of self-care, because you are starting to take care of yourself inwardly, not just talking about your physical. Let's forget about the physical part, because we know how to take care of ourselves physically. We
Mhm.
know how to go get our nails done and get our hair did, all that stuff. Let's forget about that. It's about the heart. It's about your soul. It's about your mindset. There's too many sisters out here, black, white, or Hispanic, all of them. There's too many sisters out here
Mhm.
are dying too quick and too soon,
That's
because
right.
they have not taken the opportunity to release all of the issues that has been spewing in their hearts.
Yes. Yes.
Some have been forced to not speak.
Yeah. Mhm.
Believe it or not, there are
Yeah.
women out here that are successful at doing great things and whatnot, but when they come in that house box of theirs, they can't say nothing.
No.
Right? Or they have been trained that way since they were a child, because
And
of
yeah.
the disciplinary that they had to endure with their parent or parents, or whoever
Yes.
was raising them at the time. It's amazing of the stories you find out about the lives of people, what they encountered, what they dealt with when they were growing up as
Mm-hmm.
a child, because you
Mm-hmm.
see it from a whole different perspective where they looking really nice and golden and pretty and this, that, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, right? But all of that, please, that's just a cover up. Just like you put on a concealer on your face to conceal your imperfections, that's exactly how it is when it comes to this world of life. A lot of people are concealing their true stories. They are concealing the cuts and the wounds and the bruises and the pain of what really took place in that house when they were 5 years old,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or
And
when
that's
they were.
dangerous because almost like you're around a loaded gun. You know what I mean? You don't know what they're going
Woo,
to shoot at
girl.
you. You know what I mean? You're like,
Yes.
wait a minute. You know, because the thing is, in most times, Tawanta, we're dealing with the men in our lives that have dealt with trauma, abuse, and all these things, and they are masking it themselves, and then
Mm-hmm.
they bring it up in a negative way in a marriage or relationships or partnerships or what have you, and you're not knowing what the heck is going on. One minute they this
Right.
way, Monday they this way, Tuesday this way, and you're going through this roller coaster of
Yes.
like, what in the heck, and it's messing you up, you know? So sometimes as you document your life stories, you got to understand like some of these feelings and emotions are not yours. These
Mm-hmm.
are, it's the influences of other people around you that you got to check. Like we understand that everyone's going through something, but we also got to understand that we have to recognize our own feelings and our own emotions, and that saying, hey, my saying that your feelings are valid is important.
It
Because
is.
sometimes people don't want you to feel like your feelings are valid. They want you to be that person that, you know, can be easily changed and persuaded and convinced that, hey, maybe I did take that out of proportion. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Because your
Yeah.
feelings are valid. If you feel a certain kind of way about something or how somebody's treating you, you have every right
Every
to
right.
open your mouth and say so. You don't
Every.
have to be that person that being manipulated enough to say, well, you know, you did this and you know you shouldn't have yelled at loud and things like that. And people don't understand that everyone has that breaking point to say no, not today.
Not
Even
to.
Tina Turner had it with Ike in that car. She said she committed all those years of her being beat, dragged, and all the things.
Come on.
And she said, oh, now I'm going to get you. Right? So again, ladies, don't wait
She
for
went
that.
off too.
She went off on his behind, honey. That today was the day. He got her on the right day, okay?
Oh.
But we really have to really validate our feelings. And you know, ladies, this is something that took me years to do. You know what I'm saying? I was that person that didn't want to ruffle feathers and didn't want to carry on an argument or a situation until I started to say, I'm tired of putting my feelings on the rug because me myself, I could blow up and explode one day.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so we got to say, you know what? I'm fine with you not talking to me for a week. I'm okay with you, you know, giving me the silent treatment because my feelings are
Mm-hmm.
valid. And I'm still
Yeah.
going to feel the way I feel, despite
Yeah.
how that makes you feel or how, you know, that makes you angry. I feel this way until you're willing to change. And that's is what it is. So this
Mm-hmm.
is why it's so important, like you said, to document because you're going to start to notice those of you who are watching, you're going to start to notice a lot of patterns, emotional patterns that
Yeah.
you do when it comes to certain situations, and you're
Mm.
going to be able to correct that. Yeah.
Right. That is so, so true. And that's the key thing, ladies. Start learning how to document, start writing. If you haven't already,
Yes.
start making that your thing when you start having your downtime. And I get it, for some of you, you probably are not able to go on a luxurious trip or anything like that this summer, and that's okay. And so you're not really getting your private time or whatever because your kids are around or whatever. But
Right.
baby, guess what? If you have a car, that's your downtime.
That's your downtime, girl. Many times I said, listen.
Come on, mother.
I said that car down. Listen,
You
okay.
got a garage. You can go in
Yes.
that
Go
garage.
outside.
Okay. If you know you got, if there's a park or someplace near, look, you go to the mall. How about that? You go to the mall and sit in the parking lot.
That's right.
Come on, you don't have to go to
Sometimes you need that
traffic.
time with God. You need that time with
Yes.
yourself. You need that time. Because let me tell you something. People are funny and fickly as all hell.
Mm.
You don't know what they're going to throw at you or when they're going to throw it at you. So it's like you really got to just put your armor on.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Okay.
You got to put on the full armor. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And you have to fill yourself with God's word to remind you of what the promises of God said about you, or what He says about your situation.
Right.
You know, because He said to cast all your worries, all your frustrations,
Oh.
all your cares, all your
Oh.
anxieties, all of that to Him. Why? Because He affectionately cares for you.
That's
Right?
right.
You matter to Him.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. You matter to Him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Amen.
you are like number one on his list, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to really hold on to, because when we are allowing the troubles of this world to get us and start to defeat us, we don't think we're number one. We don't think
Yeah.
we're important. We don't think we're valuable. We don't think we're special. We don't think we're qualified.
Mm-hmm.
We put
Mm-hmm.
us in a position where we think we bully our own selves. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Bully
Mm-hmm.
our own self. It's not the people that's doing it, it's us. And it shouldn't even matter what people say. It's about what you say about yourself. And if you've been repeating what they've been saying against you, yeah, that's a problem.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Every once in a while, you may slip up. Okay, it's okay because you're going through the training process. But you darn sure better come back and say, "I am a child of God. I'm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm, I'm a winner. I'm not a loser." Right? You
Mm-hmm.
find all what you need to find just to repeat to yourself of who you are from God's perspective. So, yes, ladies, learn how to document, learn how to write your story, because
Mm-hmm.
that's your story.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can take that away from you.
No, ma'am. Not at all.
Nobody can take that away from you. That's your downtime. That's your praise time. That's your crying time. That's your healing time.
Mm-hmm.
If you just do it one line at a time, I'm telling you, you do that consistently, and you start to see some things to shift in your life. You start,
Mm-hmm.
and then some of those things won't even phase you that much anymore, because now God is working on you. You have allowed Him to start take dominance in your life, to start cleaning out the areas in your life that needs to be dealt with.
I love that. The last thing I want to say on this point, and this
Yes.
is something I'm even working on within myself, it's like learning how to fill up my own cup. I
Ooh,
feel like as
yeah.
we grow, when we're young,
That's
we get
good.
a different dynamics of who we are. Like even on social media, it's like I have a husband, I have this, and all that's great. But I just feel like when we become full women,
Mm-hmm.
right? Full
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, full mentally, full financially,
Mm-hmm.
right? Full in our daily routines of finding things that makes ourselves happy. I
Yeah.
know that we're going to get to a point where no matter what anybody does for you, your boyfriend, your husband, your kids, or whatever, you're just going to be so full because you're
Mm,
not relying on other people to
that's
influence your
good.
emotions, influence your happiness, influence any of those things. And I feel like a lot of times we do that, we won't be as disappointed in people as we normally are. Yeah, we'll be like, a little bit taken aback, but it'll be like, all right, you this is how you acting, this is what you're doing. I'ma
Mm.
still be full. My cup is still full. I'm gonna be full of me. Yeah.
That's awesome. I like what you just said on that one. That's
Yeah.
powerful. I hope you all are taking that all in, because
Yeah.
that's something, ladies, that we are that cup, and we need to know how to fill ourselves up appropriately. So
Mm-hmm.
we can start healing daily, right? That's awesome. The
Yeah.
last point, ladies, for tonight, before we move on to our what's news, is that you need to rest in your renew you.
Yes.
Okay, you need to rest in your renew you.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
you said, yes, I'm going to take a break, you just started a renew you.
Yes.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's define that prefix of the word re. It's basically saying you starting over again.
Ooh.
That's what that means. You starting all over again. Okay, you starting to relax all over again. You starting to understand what that word means. You starting to relate. You starting to be more relatable. You starting to be more communicative now. You starting to communicate
Mm-hmm.
to God. You starting to communicate about yourself to yourself. You starting to talk to yourself. You starting to encourage in yourself, right? And now you starting to release. You now you starting all over again. You starting to understand what release means. It's okay to release, because when you release, God's starting to fill you.
Ooh.
He's starting to fill you up. You are releasing all that toxin, all that poison, all that gunk, all that lies, all that stuff, all the bad memories, all the
Mm.
pain, all of that stuff. And God is helping you. He's helping you release all of that stuff. Because sometimes we don't like to feel empty. For some
Yeah.
of us, we like to hold on to that toxicity of pain. Okay.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And we don't want to let go, because that's been comforting to us.
Yes.
But ladies, that's been poisoning us.
Yes.
It's been killing us. It's been rotting us from the inside out. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
so many women are in the hospital. So many people are so many stressed. So many people taking blood pressure pills. So many are dealing with, cardiology issues and all of that stuff,
Mhm.
panic attacks and all these other things, because we have not taken the opportunity to trust God's word when he said to
Yeah.
cast all your cares.
Okay.
That means release. That means release all of that to him. And don't feel like, okay, well, God, I release, but I feel so empty. I feel so naked. I feel so this. God said, I will be your strength. I will strengthen you. I will pour into you. I will feed you. I will cover you.
Oh,
I will protect you. Right? It's all about renovation. It's all about renewing. It's about restoring
yes.
all over again.
Yes.
Ladies, you should just go ahead and say, okay, I'm starting all over again. It's nothing wrong to say that. Say I'm starting all over
I'm
again.
starting all over again. That's right.
Yes, I'm starting all
Mhm.
over again. And if you mess up, okay, God, forgive me, help me. I'm starting all over again.
Yes. Yes.
But what you're not going to do, you're not going to revert back to the
Yes.
same mess
Mm.
that got you in here in the first place.
Yes.
That's like, it's like in the Bible, God said that dog goes back to their vomit.
Ooh.
That's like you going back to the filth. You're going back to the stuff that's disgusting.
Yes.
Why would you do that to yourself? Why? And here's the thing: ain't nobody forced you. Ain't nobody pushed you in it. You did that.
Yes.
You did that, and you gotta hold accountability on that, my love.
Yes.
Stop allowing yourself bullying you and beat you down to a bloody pulp.
Yes. That's
Your
right.
words, the way how you allow people to treat you because you don't see yourself beautiful.
Mm. Amen. Amen.
We see this on the reality TV all the time. You see these gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous women, and they are just girl on BET Awards. I didn't watch it. I just saw a segment of it, and there was one particular that's surfacing on the internet now. Well, I don't know, this young lady. She had this gold wig or whatever, and she just started talking and chanting and rapping or whatever it was, and she was saying something really disgusting and derogatory, whatever,
Uh-huh.
about her what
Yeah.
was something like that or whatever. And then it was another girl that came out of nowhere, and I think she was pregnant, you know
Uh,
and Dr. Bobby Jones standing right there, sitting there. Dr. Bobby
yeah.
Jones, the
Yeah.
recording artist, he's sitting right there, and she's there just shaking
Yeah.
everything all around everything.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what in the world is going on with our
Yep.
sisters?
And yep.
And
Yep.
they really think that is so cool. They think that is sexy. They think that is so hood. They think that is so this and that, whatever, and not understanding how that is really degrading themselves.
Mm.
And ladies, you can't do that to yourself.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not saying you may act like some of those ladies all really down dirty and all of that, but we do. We go back and we start acting all kind of way
Yep.
because there's still that inner pain. There's still that
Mm-hmm.
discomfort that we never ask God to deliver us from, to heal our hurt, to heal
Mm.
our insecurities, or whatever that has been a challenge for us since we were young.
That's right.
So you need to learn. So this is the time, ladies, you need to understand what the true meaning of the word rest means.
Yes. Yes. Resting in the Lord. A lot of times God will bring something in onto your life
Yeah.
just to get you to go back to him, to pray. My pastor said this on Sunday. He said prayer works, but we gotta pray more, church.
We
We gotta pray
do.
more.
Woo, girl.
And we do. And it's like we even today, so much craziness was going on
Yeah.
for my day today. And just sitting here as you was talking, Twonta,
Mm-hmm.
it got me to understand that I need to pray more. I need to the situations that's coming up is because I'm moving to a new level. And
Yeah.
also another thing, I need to lean on him more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we can't lean on men, on the flesh, on
Of
people,
course.
on our
Yeah.
own flesh, because
Yeah.
that always leads us into a wall, right? It
Mm-hmm.
always makes us fall. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
really, sometimes we gotta say, God, I don't know what's going on or what you're doing. You're really shaking the table here.
Right.
But I need to understand that you will put more of me with what I can bear. So I'm gonna get through this.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's so much. It's just resting in the Lord, guys. It's just I love
It's
how you say starting over again.
mm-hmm.
It's always that grace. Every morning wake up, we have a new cup
That's
of
what
grace
it is.
already ready, sitting on the side of
Yeah.
our bed, full up for you. Sometimes we don't drink it.
We don't.
We get up, and I've done this myself. I shared this on the show. I shared this on my other shows, and I said I wake up most mornings and I'm just anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what I'm doing is I'm just saying, God, I ain't gonna sip your cup of grace today. I'm
Mm.
just gonna be
Yep.
anxious.
Yeah. And irritated and annoyed and all
Girl,
of that.
you need a collection plate, honey.
See, no.
The stewardship offering right now.
See. But
Right,
this
guys? Did y'all feel that? I feel like everyone, you guys felt that. Even if you watch this on the replay, say, I felt that. You felt
yeah.
that message. The
I
Twonta
felt that
said,
too. Because
I'm
it's for
starting
all of
over
us.
again.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
felt that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, ladies. You are starting all over again. This is a renew you every day. No matter how far you have gotten, it's still a renew. It's still a brand new you for you. You got to understand. There are some things about you that has not been that hasn't come to existence, but God already know your existence. He already know your existence. He already knows what's ahead. He's already know what's available to you. You don't even know yet, but you are allowing your past to go ahead and block the existence that is coming your way because you're still carrying, you still holding on to the pain, to the hurt, to the frustration, and all this stuff. And I get it. It can be really challenging sometimes. Trust me, I have my own moments down here all the time, but I have to learn to let that thing go. Like I said, I got my trash bag, my spiritual trash bag, and I start to dump stuff
Close
in
the
there
door.
that I know that is not healthy, that is not conducive, that is not supporting, that is not building me up. It's not lifting me up, ladies. So
Thank you.
yes, you definitely need to renew. It got to take that in stride. I am starting all over again
Mm-hmm.
every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and this is a perfect title because since we are going to be gone for those 2 weeks, this is a great time for you to watch this again, to watch this replay again until it really
Mm-hmm.
starts to manifest, in your spirit. Because sometimes we
Yes,
may
it
have to
is.
listen to a couple of things, we find something that really was right on point, and there's so many nuggets that you didn't catch it all, and you may have to watch it again just to collect what you missed out. You may have to do that again, but it's
Right.
okay. It's okay because your
Right.
life is at stake, yo. Your futures is at stake, and you can't blame nobody this time. Don't do
Nope.
that. You got to take full accountability now, because just like
Mm-hmm.
Leticia said, there's a new thing coming her way, and now she's dealing with the challenges. She's dealing with the friction.
Yes.
Dealing with the setbacks. She's dealing with all of this garbage going on, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, what to do? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
just get excited because you know that something the enemy doesn't want you to focus on is something
Mm-hmm.
huge, is something big, is something
Nope.
that's going to maximize your career to another level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So that's our fourth point. And tell us, guys, which one of these points resonated with you? Let's recap real quick before we get into what's news. So number one was be truthful with yourself.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Number two was throw away the was
The
it
irritating symptoms of
irritating
repetitive
symptoms
trauma.
of repetitive drama. Yes. Number three
Hmm.
was document your life story one line at a time. And number four was rest in your renew you. I
Hmm.
love that. That should be like a book. So let
Hmm.
us know in the comments, like which of these resonated with you that really you're like, listen, that really touched me in a major way. Please share it in the chat.
Yeah,
So the next segment we're going to jump into is what's news. Now we're still going to do the afterglow after the show, so please join us for the afterglow. Teresa has been popping the link So that way, once we're done with the show, we're going to transition over to the afterglow. This is our last afterglow of this season, y'all. So we really, really want y'all to come and celebrate this amazing season 10 of the Sister to Sister Connection show, talk show. Come on, bring a friend. We're going to be on that long time, maybe 30 minutes or so. So let's talk about what's new. So Teresa's going to go ahead and pull it up for us. I'm going to click on it and check it out too. Teresa, you picked this one? Didn't you pick one before LaShawn? Oh, here you go. There you go. I can say LaShawn. Twonta, sorry.
Yeah, after 7 years of research, Black entrepreneur finally develops new hair growth oil formula. Ooh.
Was this yours, Twonta?
No, that's Therese, actually.
Oh, okay. So after 7 years of research, Black entrepreneur finally developed a new hair growth oil formula. Now, here's what I've been noticing, because I have not been using any chemicals in my hair, like like relaxers and all that stuff for years, right? So there's been a huge trend right now for natural hair care, where more and more women of color, I'm saying women of color because we got if you're Latino, Wactino, whatever you identify yourself as or from, you still have different textures and different types of hair, right? So this has been a huge trend going on right now of natural hair care. And this young lady said that she spent 7 years of research for Black entrepreneurs. Black entrepreneur finally develops new hair growth oil formula. Okay, so she says Mariah, an African American cosmetologist who is also the founder and CEO of Niger. Am I saying Niger? Niger by Lovemore Beauty Products, spent 7 years researching and developing hair care formula for Black women and men who wear natural hairstyles, and now she has finally broken the code, so to speak, right? The product is called Niger Growth Elixir, and it helps make natural hair more manageable, softer, and shinier, which retains length and stimulates growth in areas treated alopecia. Oh, okay. Postpartum, because I know with 5 kids, you do lose some of your hair with postpartum. Yeah. Dandruff, right? My daughter has oh my gosh, she has so much dandruff. Her innovative formula accomplishes all of this without leaving a person natural hair and scalp feeling greasy. Oh yes. Like back in the day, honey, we all had some greasy we had some greasy hair, yo. Greasy hair.
And it's greasy because you put your head on that pillow. You
yes. Or you hug somebody, or you use a flat iron. It's like greasy, girl, greasy. It's giving people of African descent hope and courage to wear their hair with confidence while enjoying its invigorating and pleasant fragrance. Oh, it's good. It smells good. So Maria says that she inherited her entrepreneurial spirit, such as passion, creativity, confidence, motivation, optimism, reliance, and what did it say? I can't pronounce that word. She says that her motto for the source of healing goes deeper than the surface. Her sense of community has driven her to address and help those suffering from suicide and depression during the pandemic through song and inspiration by way of Puerto Rico, Mexico, and beyond. Awesome. Wonderful. So I don't know how much the cost is. Where is her? Does it say anything else about her Instagram or her website? Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, these freaking ads, they keep coming up on these. Therese, if you have her Instagram, if you could pull that up, because I'm not seeing where we can find her products.
Right. Yeah.
Give me 1 second, y'all. I probably missed it. Oh, this is it here. I think this is it. Okay. So she has a website. It's called NaijaBeautyProducts.com. That's NAIGA beautyproducts.com. Okay. And it's $40 a bottle. It's actually on sale right now, guys. You get a $40 bundle deal. The $40 for the bundle, y'all. Wow. And then just for the elixir is $25. So you're actually saving $10 if you go ahead and grab the bundle. Okay. So y'all go ahead and support this sister and check out her site. Again, I'm definitely going to be checking it out because I don't, getting like stimulating good hair growth for the girls and myself is an
Yeah,
amazing idea.
that's good. That's good. Does she have a price point on that?
Yeah, so it's right now you can get a bundle deal for $45.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
Right, you
price.
get two, and then if you want just a bottle, just to try it out, is $25. So it's 40 for the bundle, 25 for the single
I
bottle.
would take
And she
advantage
does have,
of that.
yeah, she does have an Instagram, and I've seen pictures of like before and afters right now where people had like shedding of hair,
Yes.
and they're getting like after they used it, their hair has gotten a little bit thicker. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's good. Got some celebrities using it.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Go, girl. All
Looks like she
right.
just got started. Looks like because it's not that. Yeah, she doesn't really have that many followers yet. But
I will take advantage of it now because when she starts to get really serious,
yeah,
really out
girl.
there, that price ain't gonna be like that. I guarantee you, it's gonna probably spike up or something, which it should. And if especially if it's really popular, it's really good, it's doing what it's supposed to do. I wouldn't be surprised if it, be an increase.
Right. That's true. And the bundle comes with both um the scalp spray and the elixir. So you're getting both of those for $40. That's not bad.
That's not
I was
bad at
thinking it's
all.
gonna be $100 and something dollars, child. But
Right.
like you said, as people catch on to this, because I'm so glad, Therese, you found this. It's
Yeah.
going to be more and more. But didn't you have something, Tawanta? I think you put it down last week.
Oh yeah, I posted that last week. Yeah.
Oh, you did already. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I did it.
Uh,
Yeah, I did it already.
Therese, is there anything else? I feel like I'm missing something. Is it the what is this? High school senior makes history with 5.6 GPA. Did we talk about that? The 5.6
Yeah, we
GPA?
did that last week.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
5.6. How you get a 5.6? It's a 4.0.
yeah, but it could go higher. It could go higher.
Look at I'm gonna tag this, show my kids. Because sometimes the kids only know. I only thought you can't go no higher than 4.0, but this boy got
That's what
five
I
point
thought too. I
six.
did. Yep, I thought the same thing growing up. I think I didn't know you'd go any higher than 4.0, but honey, there are people who are
Yeah, that means he went beyond
fast.
100.
Yeah, Lord. So he's a very smart, gifted young man.
Yes, he is.
Real.
Nice teeth too. So
Mm-hmm.
there's another segment that we wanted to add before we hop off, which is called "What is your thoughts?"
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
it's an idea I had because sometimes there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and sometimes there's some stuff comes up on like the worldwide news that all of
Mhm.
us gets. Sometimes most times we get our own like state news. Like if you live in New York, you get the New York news. If you live in Michigan, then you get the Michigan news. But
Yeah.
I want to talk about some things that has came up like globally. So I don't really have a topic for y'all today about that, other than the whole submarine situation that I wanted to bring up last week,
Yes.
but I couldn't make it to the show. But y'all share your thoughts. Like, what do y'all think about the submarine and all that? One of the things that I took away from it, and rest in peace for all those who passed away, was
Right.
that when they said $250,000 was the price point, I said, listen, if you have a business, you need to stop. You need to stop acting like nobody's gonna buy your stuff. Okay? Because these people spent 250,000. That's $250,000. Okay,
Yeah,
on
Lord.
looking at something that is deteriorating. Okay, number one, I wouldn't have gone down there because I don't want to be down there with all them spirits and stuff that died with the ship and everything. And I saw that movie one time called The Ghost Ship, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh, they fired the ship now. But it's like what do y'all think? I'm like, listen,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do it, but I learned the lesson from it. Don't stop promoting what you promoting because, child, listen, if people could spend $250,000 and don't even got a bathroom,
They do have one, but it's a small.
it's a small bathroom, ain't got no
Yeah.
shower, nothing.
No. Mm-mm. But
There's
only gonna be
nobody
there for.
walking around with condiments to give. Like, listen,
Yeah. 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 Because
like,
they showed what the owner had showed exactly what was in the vessel.
yeah,
So there is like that back part of that submarine where there is a bathroom portion back there, and it has a screen that you can
uh-huh,
you know cover, close yourself in or whatever. But that's
right.
about it. That's
That's
pretty.
about it. It's not no more than that. But yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think about what happened, and and your point of view on it and all that stuff. And I would try to find something because a lot of stuff I saw today was
Mhm.
political, and I don't want to talk about politics on your thought segment because then it probably burst up some arguments in the chat, and I don't want to do that. But something that is just general conversation to talk about. Okay, so
Mhm.
shout out to the young lady with the elixir cream, and shout out to
Yeah.
Twonta, honey. She's always coming up with these amazing topics. Child, I almost cried and boo-hooed on the show tonight. But this has been such an amazing season. We want y'all to continue to ride with us. We want y'all to continue to support us because this is an amazing show. Okay, so we are doing the afterglow,
Mhm.
right? We are doing the afterglow. Season 11 is going to start on July 12th. So y'all enjoy your 4th of July. Like they're already blowing up firecrackers around here. They're getting ready for the 4th.
Yeah, child.
But be safe, honey,
In the
because
practice.
yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lord. But yeah, I want you all to just enjoy yourself, enjoy the 2 weeks, enjoy your 4th of July with your friends and
Yes.
families and loved ones. And y'all take it easy too. I don't know if you're getting that the smoke from Canada for those who
Yeah,
are
we had a warning yesterday.
yeah. So those of you who are in that East Coast or area, make sure you keep yourself protected. Wear your mask if need be, until this is resolved and all of that. But don't let that stop your flow of enjoying life,
Wear
right?
your mask, ladies, because guess what? Miss Auntie C, it's still out there, honey. She is wrecking up the places and the people. So wear your mask.
Come on.
Yes, please do. And I find like even when I wear mine, it's a lot of other stuff. It's it's some people get the summer flu. I know when I used to work, I used to always get the summer flu around this time, which was so annoying.
Yeah.
But even like to turn from that, and people are nasty.
Girl,
I'm sorry,
yes.
I'm gonna go to a tangent, but people be coughing, don't cover their mouths, they go out the bathroom, don't wash their
Mhm.
hands.
Mhm.
It's just like, come on. Didn't we just get over? But you want to go back to this where we were at before lockdown? I don't want to go back to that.
Child, they've
You
been doing
know?
that even when people were slowly getting back into life.
Right.
It's still the same thing. People are not going to wash their hands and stuff. They're just not doing that. And you just
They
got to be
need to.
mindful of what you're touching when you at the
Mm-hmm.
store, even at the gas pump or what
All
have
that.
you.
Germs
Yeah,
everywhere. It
I have
is.
my Mary Kay spray, sanitizer
Yes.
spray in my car. I'll be like,
Yep. Oh, now I know I want to bring with your thoughts. Is it? I don't know if you saw this on your news station,
mhm,
Toronto, but
mhm.
I don't know. There's someone with the bees. They got salmonella or something right now.
Oh, I ain't heard about
Oh,
that.
I heard. Yeah, I heard it on the news today. They was talking about just spray the repellent on
Uh-huh.
your skin. So
Yes.
I use. I forgot the name of it, but mine comes in a white bottle and with the
Mhm.
green top. That's what I use, and it
Okay.
smells really nice, and
Mhm.
it comes on like a baby oil, but it's a spray.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, be careful, y'all, because them bees, honey, they got something in them. So don't get stung this year.
I'm waiting for fall, y'all. Fall.
Fall, honey, fall down on me.
Summer is not my thing. I'm sorry because I
I'm a
can't
spring
stand
girl. I
bugs.
can't do the summer either. I can't. I can't. It's the shortest season of the year for us.
Mm.
But yeah. So just be careful, y'all out there. Get you some repellent to spray on you, and just avoid your bee stings as much as possible.
Ooh, girl,
Okay.
yes. Oh.
Yes. Yes. All right, guys. We're going to head on to the afterglow. So come on and join us. We're going to open up the room in just a second. Teresa's been popping the Google Meet link in the chat. So come along with us, y'all. We're going to hang out with you guys and chop it up. All right. We'll see y'all in the afterglow. Remember, love on your sister. We will see you guys on July 12th.
Peace out, y'all.